countless calls with studio executives and sycophantic producers who claimed to be serious about rebooting horror movie and wanting me on board in a variety of non-decision-making, low-pay capacities, which equated to their hoping I wouldn't shit on them or their overtures publicly, as I and my character inexplicably have a small but vociferous or voracious fan base. After being subjected to their performative enthusiasm, elevator pitches, same movie but a horror comedy, same movie but with 20-somethings living in LA or San Francisco or Atlanta, same movie but with an alien, same movie but with time travel, same movie but with hope, and promises to work together, I'd never hear from them again. But I did hear back from this producer guy. I asked my friend Sarah, an impossibly smart, unlike me, East Coast transplant, like me, screenwriter, what she knew about him and his company. She said he had shit taste, but he got movies made. 2 for 2. Today, producer guy George and I are in Culver City comparing the size of our grandes while sitting at an outdoor metal wicker table. The table wobbly because of an uneven leg, which I anchor in place with the toe of one sneakered foot. Now that we're in person, face to face, we are on more equal ground, if there is such a thing as equality. He's tan, wide-chested, wearing aviator sunglasses, a polo shirt, and comfortable shoes, and younger than I am by more than a decade. I'm dressed in my usual uniform, faded black jeans, a white t-shirt, and a world weariness that is both affect and age-earned. He talks about the movie in character arcs and other empty buzzword story terms he gleaned from online listicles. Then we discuss what my role might be off-screen, my upcoming meeting with the director, and other stuff that could have been handled in email or a phone Zoom call, but I had insisted on the in-person. Not sure why I'd be on the free coffee, and to have something to do while I wait for pre-production to start. Maybe I wanted to show George my teeth. As we're about to part ways, he says, "Hey, get this. I randomly found out that a friend of my cousin, a close cousin, we'd spent 2 weeks of every summer on Lake Winnipesaukee together from ages 8 to 18. Anyway, this friend of hers worked on a horror movie with you. Isn't that wild?" The absurd part is that I'm supposed to go along with his and everyone else's faked connection to and remembrance of a movie that has become fabled, become not real, when it was at one time decidedly, quantitatively real. And then the kicker is there's the social expectation that I will acknowledge our new shared bond. I get it. It's all make-believe, the business of make-believe, and it bleeds into the unreality of the entertainment ecosystem. Maybe it should be that way. Who am I to say otherwise? But I refuse to play along. That's my power play. I ask, "Oh yeah, what's their name?" I insist people cough up the name of whoever was supposedly on set with me 30 years ago. I respect the person who at least gives one, putting their cards on the table so I can call their bluff. Unerringly, industry person X, now there's a real monster. Watch out, it's industry person X, blarg, blarg, gets rattled and is affronted that I dare ask for a name they cannot produce. The umbrella over our heads offers faulty, imperfect shade. Producer guy George's tan is suddenly less tan. He asks, "My cousin's name?" "No." I'm patient. After all, with my ceremonial associate producer title, he and I are going to be co-workers. "The name of your cousin's friend, the one who was on set with me." "Oh, right. You know, she didn't tell me and I forgot to ask." He waves his hands in the air, forget I said anything gesture. "Her friend was probably a grip or an extra and you wouldn't remember." I lean across the tabletop, lifting my foot away from the leg's clawed foot. The table quakes. George's empty coffee cup jumps, then falls onto its side and circles an imaginary drain, leaking drops of tepid brown liquid. He fumbles for the cup comically, but he's too ham-fisted for real comedy, which must always include pathos. He rights the cup, then leans in, sucked into the gravitational pull of my terrible smile, a smile that never made it on camera once upon a time. I say, "Your cousin didn't know anyone who was there, and let's not pretend otherwise." He blinks behind his sunglasses. Even though I can't see his eyes, I know that look. My power play is a form of mesmerism, calling out the liars as liars without having to use the word. I break the spell by asking him if I can borrow $10 for parking because I don't have any cash on me.